Do you set New Year's resolutions every year with the best of intentions, but find that by February, you've kind of failed to commit? This video is going to focus on two key areas that you can work on right now that's going to really help you as you get started. The first area we're going to look at is setting goals. The second area we're going to look at is planning. For this video, I'm going to use the example of a New Year's resolution of going to the gym twice a week. So you might not be going to the gym at all right now. As of the new year, you want to start going twice a week, and that's your New Year's resolution. Sounds simple enough. But let's look at it from two perspectives. So let's have a look at it, the goal setting. So actually, what do you want to get out of going to the gym? Why twice a week? What's that going to do for your life? You kind of need to act like almost like a 4-year-old and just keep asking why. For example, I might have someone who is looking to go to the gym because they want to feel a bit stronger. But why do they want to feel stronger? What's prompted that? Well, it might be actually they're starting to find that looking after their grandchildren is not as easy as it used to be. So that is their reason. They want to be stronger so they can look after the grandchildren. Why does that matter? Break it down a little bit more. Well, actually, if I can look after my grandchildren, I can free up time for my children to go to work or have some time to themselves. How would you feel if you were able to look after your grandchildren, actually be able to play with them without thinking about pain or weakness or fatigue? Most people would be thrilled. If you can run around or jump on a bouncy castle or do anything that you might want to do with your grandchildren, not only have you got the exhilaration that you're going to be enjoying to the max the time that you get with them whilst they're young and energetic, but also that satisfaction that you have been able to do something to help out your loved ones who can now go and have some time to their self. You can also use this the other way. So you can look at how you might feel if you didn't go to the gym. If you have started to find it's a bit more difficult, well, what's that going to look like in another year? If that then is even more difficult, what's that going to mean for you? Well, you're probably not going to look after them on your own. Now that's impacted your children's lives as well as your enjoyment with the grandchildren. How's that going to make you feel? Almost guilty that you dread spending time with your grandchildren because of how you might feel afterwards. You're going to feel bad that you can't give the time or create the time for your children to do what they need to do. I'm using real cases that I've heard as my job as a physio in a clinic. A lot of people have relayed a similar type of story to this. So when you then go to the gym, you can take these two extremes. You can visualize the person that you feel you're going to be as you feel stronger and all the feelings that will come with. And you can also imagine the person you might be in a year if you don't take action and don't do anything. Do you want to use that positive image to work towards, or do you want to run away from that negative image and just keep that at bay for as long as you can? Now let's take that same goal of twice a week in the gym and look at it in terms of a plan. So for most people, that is the plan. From the new year, I'm going to start going twice a week. But that isn't really a plan. So what happens when you turn up 1st of January, walk through the door? Now what? What exercises am I going to do? What weight might I use if I'm going to do some strength-based work? How many repetitions and sets? These are things that people just haven't thought about. And you often just hope that you'll walk into the gym and you'll be inspired to take action. And often in the early stages, in that first week or two, that will happen and you'll think of something to do. But this isn't as easy to do on the days where you lack motivation. Walking into the gym and just hoping that you can be inspired and take action just doesn't happen. It takes mental energy to plan a workout. And if you haven't planned it in advance, you're going to have to plan it on the spot. That's often enough to go, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I don't feel like it today. And that tomorrow becomes another day and then another day. And before you know, you've not been in 2 weeks. Now you've said goodbye to your New Year's resolution. I want you to think about the Couch to 5K and why that's so popular and why it's so successful. When people sign up to the Couch to 5K, they're giving a program for the 9, 10, 12 weeks, however long that program lasts. On the first session, they turn the app on. It tells them what to do. So how long they run for, how long they walk for. It even interrupts the music, tells them when to walk, when to run. There's nothing they need to think about when they're running other than, can I get through this? Can I do this? So all they need to do is get their running trainers on, step outside the front door, turn the app on, and they don't have to spend any mental energy thinking about, okay, well, actually, how am I going to lay this out? It's all done for them. So the only thing you've got to worry about is turning up. What we want to do is create this kind of plan for the gym. So we could create a 12-week plan where we've already planned out what exercises we're going to do on each day. As a week goes past, we've worked out how many repetitions we're going to aim for, when we're going to aim to reach that fatigue point. You're going to document the weight you use as you go through. So the next time you step in the gym, you know exactly what you can put on the bar or the dumbbells or which kettlebell to pick up, and you can just get going. If you can just create a plan that's structured enough that as you walk into the gym, you know exactly what you're doing. So again, the only thing you need to do is turn up to the gym, open your program, whether that's on an app, whether that's on paper, and just get going. I have put together a goal planning and workout template that you can go through. It teaches you the questions to ask yourself to really identify what it is you're going to get from the exercises and what is going to keep you inspired to keep turning up to the gym. Once you've created those goals, you can actually start to make a plan around them as well, so that you feel like your plan is going to be something that's going to get you towards what you're hoping to achieve, rather than it just be a random selection of exercises. It doesn't necessarily feel like you're working towards anything in particular. If you're confused about my mention of working out to fatigue, the number of repetitions and sets, what weight to use, if that's something that you're not aware of and something you want to learn more about, then on the Never Too Old to Lift blog is a post that I've written called What is Reps and Sets? A Beginner's Guide to Strength Training. So you can find it from the homepage. Just scroll down, and on the left, you'll see what are reps and sets. You can either click the picture or click on the button now that says click here to read, and that will take you straight through to the page. If you can get your goal setting right and create a nice structured plan, I'm confident that you'll be able to stick with your New Year's resolution well into the year. Write down in the comments below, what are your goals? What would you like to achieve from starting a program in the gym? If you found this video useful, please like the video and click the subscribe button to make sure you don't miss out on anything coming up in the future. If you have any further questions about setting New Year's resolutions, setting goals, creating a plan, and you're not sure, go to the Never Too Old to Lift website, find the contact page. I'd be more than happy to answer any messages that you send through.